Ben and I started off our night watching this field, waiting for hogs, and I'm getting video through my Storm S3 from RIX optics. And those are some deer out there, way out at about 890 yards. I say they're deer, they could be goats. I don't think there are any goats out there, but they've got long necks. We can tell they're not pigs, so we're not going after them. However, I've gotten some queries about how far you can see with the storm, and this gives you an idea of some of its capabilities. Ben is also doing some optical testing this evening. He's doing some work for another company, and that's going to be non-disclosure stuff, so we're not going to be showing any of that video for this hunt. So I'm on one side of the truck, Ben's on the other side of the truck doing his testing, and I hear him start lip squeaking, and I come around and I get on my rifle. And we tried to call in a coyote, but he wasn't having any of it, and just continued on his way. Well, with no hogs at that first location, we continued across the property, came across a beaver in the lake, Carpe castor.
Are you ready?
The shot looked to be at the water line, but there is no body, so we can't count that one. And so we continued on around the property, and Carpe Sus. We have a hog there under the pecan tree right there. I'm looking for any other hogs in the field. There are two dots there in the distance. I think could be hogs, but in reality they're probably cattle. Now we've moved up, and the landowner has been trimming the pecan trees, and the hog is eating the pecans off the ground, and those are all pecan limbs in our way. That means despite moving up, we really haven't improved our shooting situation at all. Now the wind isn't a problem at this point. We're shielded to the left by a nice hillside, and it's actually very quiet where we are in the ground. The grass is kind of crunchy, so we're trying to be quiet, moving around, trying to figure out how we're going to get an angle on this hog to get a shot at it. And there are a lot of limbs on the ground.
Alright, Ben and I are leapfrogging. He's moving to the right 20 paces, and I'm watching the hog. And when he stops, I'll move and he'll watch the hog. In case the hog spooks, we don't want to have it uncovered.
So if you didn't quite catch that, basically one of us is staying on the hog while the other one moves. That way if the hog takes off, we can get it shot.
Alright, Ben has moved. I'm going to move.
And the reason why we're doing it this way is because of the noise that we're making in approaching this hog. As quiet it is down in the valley where we are, there's really no reason the hog can't hear us. It's just a matter of how the hog reacts to the sounds we are making. Now for tonight, I'm going to be shooting some Hornady SST-123 green bullets loaded by Grendel armory to Starling brass that is traveling much faster than the posted velocity because I have a 28-inch barrel.
I don't think he's behind any heavy limbs. Are you good with it? Shoot ready? 3, 2, 1.
Of course Ben was good with it. He's shooting a 500 Automax loaded with 350 grain bullets by Grendel armory to Starling brass.
Fist bump, boom, wherever you are.
That are going to bust through those limbs.
Brass Catcher by Tactical Brass Recovery.
The boar came in at 165 pounds with Ben's shot to the head and my shot to the shoulder.
Okay, pig is next to a tree 200 yards away. We're going to try moving up.
We're partway through the stalk on the next property. Ben has gotten a laser range on the hog at 200 yards. He actually ranged the tree, and he ranged the tree because the tree is next to the hog, and the hog is behind a lot of fencing, and if he tried ranging the hog, he would get the range of the fencing instead of the hog itself. Same thing that he's done right here. And you can see we've got a lot of fencing.
Those aren't wires. I think those are sucker rods.
That statement is relevant here because this is the landowner that allows us to shoot through his wire fences. He's okay if we shoot a wire. In his world, it's a lot easier to fix a wire on a fence than for him to fix a rooted up field. So we do shoot through the fences here, except these aren't just wire fences. There's a lot of other stuff involved, and we don't want to damage pipe fencing or anything like that. And now it seems as we move up each time, our shot solution is getting worse and worse as we see just how much fencing is between the hog and ourselves. So Ben is suggesting that we move up to the fence and shoot over the fence. Except we're making some noise here and we're awfully close to the hog at this point. So what we're going to do is use the noise from the highway that is next to the property to our best advantage. And so right now we're moving up to the fence. And we hear a car coming, so we're moving forward. But we're going to have to stop here in a second because the car's headlights are going to illuminate us approaching the hog. So we're going to stop and crouch down. And once the car's headlights pass, the car is going to be at the loudest point it's going to be for us. And that's when we're going to make our fastest push forward using the sound of the car on the highway to mask the sound of our approach towards the hog.
Get ready to move.
And this has worked out quite well. The hog does not appear to have taken any notice of it.
Are you ready?
I am cheating using the fence. Ben is
3,
offhand.
2, 1.
And we got another hog down.
Safe. 2 shots, 2 hits.
Once again, under a pecan tree. And once again, another 165-pound boar. At this point, we're partway through the stalk on another property. The stalk is going to be about 440 yards. And there are the hogs.
Okay, I don't know if they're on the pond side or on our side. If they're on the pond side, we need to be shooting over the fence.
Because this landowner definitely does not want us to be shooting any of the wires on his fence. Here we're at the fence, the hogs are in a low area, and we're angled way to the left along the fence line.
Do you have any knot on the far left that you can shoot? Or do I need to take one on the right and you take one on the left?
Here I'm not sure that Ben can see as well as I can, that he may not have as many targets to choose from, and we usually take a target based upon how we set up.
I think we even have one in the water.
Where when I set up on the left, I shoot the hog on the left and he shoots the hog on the right. And Ben just made a shooting safety comment, making sure that I'm aware of his position right next to me, so that I don't pan through him when the hogs run.
You've got one on the right? I have one on the left. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Mine goes down and Ben runs right by mine through the fence, and I'm going to track it here. Neither of those shots hit. And yet the hog still went down, so that's definitely Ben's hog that I put a follow-up shot into.
Where'd they go? Oh, they are. Oh, Jiminy.
Ben is now out of ammo and acting as my spotter.
Daggum.
And the hog is down. I'm looking for any other targets, unlikely as that may be at this point. My opening hog was a 160-pound sow pregnant with 6 on board. Ben's opening boar that I tracked running south came in at 100 pounds. And the last hog was a 175-pound sow, and she was pregnant with another 5 on board.
Got one on the right. Have one on the left. 3, 2, 1.
Carpe sus, my friends.